All right, good morning. In an attempt to make history just a little bit more fun, we have created a D&D style game today to play to understand what we've been learning about the second century and some of those crazy emperors, especially Emperor Aurelian, and what was happening there. So I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of go around the table and introduce the characters that we'll be playing, and then I'll talk about the game that we're going to play. So, first up is my character. I am playing the Emperor Maximus Minimus, and that works on so many wonderful ways. My motive is, do I really have to pay them? And my character is going to try his very best to keep as much silver in the bank as possible. So the Emperor does not want to pay people, and he has two special abilities. One is Royal Robbery. Once per game, I can decrease the value of money one level. And Price Fixing. Once per game, I can decrease the value of money one level. And my character represents political power. I am the Emperor. All right, Bubby, tell me about your character. I'll come over and take a look. Whoop. You are a baker. And your motive is what? You say it.
Okay. My motive is, I'd love to turn my bread into gold.
I'd love to turn my bread into gold. And you have two special abilities, one called price gouging and another one called cease production. And both of those are one time you can increase the value of money one level. So, and you represent goods. You represent goods, and we'll talk about what that means in a second.
You should tell him the name.
Oh yes, and what's your name?
Chef Swaffle.
Chef Swaffle. Then over here we have Helen's character, and what is your character's name?
General Zosha.
General Swosha. You are a soldier, and you also have two special. Oh, I'm sorry. What is your motive? Would you read it to me?
I'd like to be paid for all the stabbing I do.
You'd like to be paid for all the stabbing you do from Spartacus, and you have two special abilities: aggressive negotiation and et brute. And that also lets you raise the level of money one level once per game. So, what are we talking about, and why is this important? Here are our monies. We have the American penny. It's pretty, how would you guys describe a penny?
Worthless.
Dorky, worthless, it's just no good. We have the American quarter, which is... But then...
It has its uses.
It has its uses, mostly in vending machines. And then we have these, and these are probably the most important. And these are the American silver dollar. These are the American silver eagles. They're worth somewhere between $10 and $20 per coin, and they are silver. They're made out of silver. So these are valuable. And this is what you want to have at the end of the game. You want as much of this currency as you can get hold of, okay? So stop messing with my bank. The Emperor declares to stop messing with his bank.
I want the money.
Yes, you do. I don't want to give you the money. I'm the Emperor. Well, each one of us has a dice. Now, the Emperor has a six-sided dice. You have a six-sided... I have an eight-sided dice. You guys have six-sided dices. And what's going to happen is we're going to play 5 rounds. 5 rounds of the game. Every beginning of each round, we roll the dice to see who is going to be doing the best. The person who is doing the best will have an opportunity to move the currency up or down according to what we want. Now, remember, the Emperor wants to protect his silver. You want to take it away from him, right? So can I have the pennies, please? Trying to stack them. Hurry up. All right. So the Emperor wants to protect his silver. At the end of the game, if you've managed to take more silver than the Emperor has in his bank, you guys win. If, on the other hand, the Emperor manages to pay you in pennies, that's going to be bad for you for winning. Got it? So you guys are out to win my deal.
What kind of currency do we start with?
We start in the middle with quarters. Okay? So we'll use this pen as an indicator. Right now, the currency is currently quarters. Sort of valuable, sort of not valuable. And here is, whose dice is this?
That's yours.
That's my dice. All right. So let's begin round number 1 with a roll-off. Who's going to get the highest number? Here we go. Get your dice and roll. Ooh, I got a 4.
I got 5.
A 5. So circumstances favor soldiers or people who do goods and services for money. So can you tell me, Zosha, what your character is going to do to what's going to happen so that the soldiers get paid more valuable currency? Can you think of something? You're brave.
I'd like to stab the emperor, but that's not possible.
Oh, how droll. No, don't stab the emperor, but something that would happen that soldiers become more valuable.
Aggressive.
When do soldiers become most valuable?
When they get stabby swords.
When there's a war on, right? So let's say that for round 1, oh my goodness, you are having to fight a war, and so you demand of the emperor to be paid more, because if there's no army, those barbarians are going to come in and do the choppy, stabby, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the currency has moved up. Oh no! Well, I'm going to use my special ability as emperor to do a royal robbery. This is what happened in the 2nd century, by the way. The emperor came to wealthy people who you both got paid in much better currency. But the emperor literally came to people's houses who were rich and said, I'm actually going to give you less money and I will trade you same coin. I will trade you the same coin which is way more valuable, for one that's much less. Now, what is the principle that we have been learning in history that is called? Can you read that to us? Inflammation?
No, inflation.
Inflation. And inflation is when currency loses its value. And we learned about Aurelian. What did he do? He basically walked up and was like, yep. I'm going to give you coins that are worth far less for coins that are worth far more. So I managed to bring the currency level back down. You guys have your quarters, right? You all love me. Was that going to make him popular among the rich, by the way? Is that going to make him popular among the rich?
What do you think?
All right, well, let's get into round 2, and let's have another royal roll-off, shall we? Yum, yum, yum. And here we go. Good grief, another 4. Oh, but it won me the day! Trelou. I, the royal emperor, have things going my way, in which I'm able to do more than usual. How about something along the lines of this? I hold a fabulous 3-day celebration of the goddess...
Gia.
No, not Dia. Pistos. One of the Roman ones. Diana of the Ephesians, yes. And I am just so incredibly popular that, hey, I start handing out free pennies. You can keep that all you want to. That's fine. But I start handing out free pennies. Yeah. And that actually drives the value of the coinage down.
But you don't.
I want to pay everyone. I didn't do that. It was my turn to be able to do something, so I pushed the currency that way. Do you guys have any special abilities you would like to use to bump up the currency back?
I'm gonna bump up the price of my baked goods.
You're going to use your price gouging
Do we get pennies?
ability? Not yet. I haven't paid anyone out yet. So you're actually going to sell your goods for much higher than what they normally would be to try to recoup your goods, the value of your goods, out of the currency.
No more sales.
No more sales.
Not no more sales, you're like, my bread used to cost a denarii. That's the currency of the Roman Empire, what we're studying. And now it costs 5 denarii. Isn't it great? And people get really upset. And I, the emperor, don't want people upset. So I'm all right, fine. Calm down. We're back to the standard currency. Good job, Mr. Baker, and make sure that you don't use that ability again. Now, Helen, is there anything you want to do, or is that the end of the round?
I think I'm going to be silent.
You're just going to let it ride? Not going to do anything?
And I have a sword.
Okay, so you have a sword, but you're not going to do anything about it, and you both get paid for the day.
Whack.
You both have quarters. Now, I want to remind you, you should have 2 quarters. Apparently, you've been doofing around with one of them. You both have 2 quarters, but neither of you have the silver dollars. The thing that is going to be victory points for you. All right, so let's have another roll off. This is round number 3. Bloop, bloop. I got a 5. Oh no! Things are going very, very well for you. What are you going to do to be able to increase the value of a soldier so that you get paid something awesome?
I want to threaten the emperor.
Well, you have two abilities. Please use one of them.
What does the
You're the most annoying
do?
D&D character. I would like to, make the water go away. You don't have that ability. I know, but I want to. Use the abilities on your sheet.
Good.
Okay, so go ahead.
The et tu brute? What is that?
Et tu Brute, from the famous Shakespearean play Julius Caesar, in which Julius Caesar was stabbed by the Roman Senate because they were sick of all the stupid policies. So are you going to threaten the emperor?
Yeah.
All right. You
That's what I said.
you come walking in with your sword, and you're like, Mr. Emperor, would you like your liver looks like it needs a couple more holes in it, and I'm like, oh goodness, I'm so sorry. Yes, the cost of paying soldiers just went up.
And bakers.
Well, soldiers are getting paid. You'll get paid the same. That's how the game works. But the current currency is silver. You demand that silver be the currency that we all accept. And the royal emperor... Oh, all right, fine. I'm willing to let you get paid at that for my own life. What is my life compared to silver? I have to think about it for a bit. Okay, I think I'm all right. So at the end of the day, you both will get paid a royal silver. Do you want one?
Yeah.
You good? All right, go ahead and take a silver. You guys have 2 victory points, and the emperor.
Still has
So
14
sad.
million.
So sad. I had to pay them in currency that actually had value.
Are you crying or laughing?
The pain, the suffering. Oh, how I suffer. All right. Next round. We're on round 4 now. Right? You guys have 3 coins? All right, so round 3, here we go. The royal emperor is going to roll. Here we go.
You got a 1.
I got
2. Nathaniel got a 2.
All right, you 2 roll off.
No, he gets it.
All right, you're going to give him the advantage. Oh dear. The currency is going to go back here, by the way, at the beginning of every round. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that. So, Mr. Bakerman, what happens that makes your bread so irresistible that people are willing to pay top dollar for your bread? They're like, you cannot make them enough. This is the iPhone of bread. What have you done to make this so incredibly popular that people are willing to pay you silver denarii for your bread?
Garlic in it.
The invention of garlic bread.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness, all of a sudden the cost of bread goes up and
Even
the
the emperor's
value
like-
of goods and services you need something far more valuable to be able to cover that. You with me so far? The emperor.
But he likes garlic bread.
I do like garlic bread, but I like garlic bread, but I like silver so much more.
Hey, I heard
Rats,
that.
I'm going to have to use my second ability called price fixing. Price fixing is when the emperor tells people who are selling stuff, you can only sell it for this amount. I know you love garlic bread, but I'm going to appeal to the people and tell the people you don't want to have to pay that much for garlic bread. That's criminal. The value of these wonderful products needs to be reduced. And I'm going to use my second ability to move it down to a quarter. You're going to jump in.
I have 2 abilities because
You do. You have another ability you can use, and you'll be done with out of abilities for the game. But you can use it now if you want to. Nope. You only use the ability once a game. So you want to use your other ability? It's pretty great, and you guys will get paid in silver. All right. What is the name of your second ability?
I think it's aggression.
Aggressive negotiations. The soldiers come back and start a revolt, screaming, "Garlic bread or death!" And they storm the castle, and everyone's mad, and the emperor goes, oh dear, never mind what I was going to make them do. I'm not going to do that. And at the end of the round, you guys go get paid a royal silver. So take another silver coin.
I don't think we're going to be able
I think I have too many. I think I have too many
too
coins.
many.
I might take that one out. Make it a little bit more fair. All right. Oh, you can't just take out as many as you want. All right. So last but not least, the final round. Let's have a final roll off and see what happens. And yes,
I got a 6.
Oh, I got a 7.
Oh.
I start a political campaign called Garlic and Caesar. And I go around the kingdom letting everyone know that I'm the one who invented garlic bread.
Nobody believes you.
Garlic bread was my invention. They will remember it always, not Caesar salad, but garlic bread, as the symbol of their loving king. Yeah. And so I actually get to move the currency down. Now, what is it when a king or kingdom devalue it? What is that called? It's called inflation, debasing the value of a currency. You with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so you with me? You with me? Still with me? Does anyone want to do anything about this terrible state of affairs?
But I don't have
You ran out of stuff to do, General. Meow meow.
Or throw.
What do you want to do?
I do.
Yes, what is it that producing people can do to make people to deal with inflation? What is your other ability called?
Increase production.
Cease production. What is the smart thing a chef can do that all of a sudden everyone's going to be mad at me because I have messed with the currency? What is the problem with all of these currencies, by the way? Can you eat them?
No.
At the end of the day, this round little clickety-clack of money and some kind of mineral is only worth the value of stuff you can get with it. So what is going to be your smooth move, Mr. Banker, that's going to bump currency back up? People start coming to your bakery, and they want that delicious smell of garlic bread, and you haven't made any. And all you do is you say what? To the crowd that all want garlic bread. What do you tell them?
That was the Emperor's fault, not mine.
The Emperor's fault. Yes, you're like, it's the Emperor's fault, not mine. I can't afford to make garlic bread because of what the Emperor has done to the currency. And what happens?
They want more and more.
Viva la revolution! The people scream and demand that they be able to purchase goods at the level that they want. And you've bumped the currency.
I don't have your garlic, so could you give me some if you have any? I'll make you some.
Right. So people who can produce a good like garlic bread often are immune from inflation because they have something they can use. And so the chef is known for they call it the garlic revolt, in which the emperor is almost thrown out on his ear because of that. And you both can take a coin.
Which kind?
The middle one, unless, I don't think any of you guys have anything else you can do you?
Ability.
Meow, meow, meow. You have successfully played a game of Emperor's Or bakers and emperors. Now let's do a count. How many coins do you guys
Four,
have?
but I'm not.
1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4. How many do you guys have?
2.
And together you have 4. So it's almost a tied game. I still have more royal money, but you guys also have currency that has value. You guys with me so far? With me? Okay. So now let's bring in what we've been learning in history. Who's this guy here?
That's the moldy emperor.
The Molder Emperor. Oh, he's really let himself go, hasn't he? We've been studying Emperor Aurelian. And he is famous in the Roman Empire during the crisis of the 3rd century of like saving the empire for like another 100 years, right?
Yeah.
But one of his things he's famous for is his economic reforms, right? You do not. But he's known for his famous reforms. So tell me a little bit about the 3rd century, Nathaniel. What is it we've described, 3rd century or the 200s? What is the phrase we use to describe that? It goes something like this. In the 3rd century, there were lots of emperors and...
Lots of dead emperors.
There were 30.
Yes, a lot of emperors back and forth. A lot of emperors came in and out
Fun
because
fact.
soldiers got angry and killed him. Bakers caused revolutions. It's very difficult to be an emperor and keep your
There was
gold.
2 that died of a natural cause.
Well, there you go.
That's
So Aurelian comes to the
36.
scene, and he wants to do some things in the empire. And there's 2 things that he wants to do. Number 1, he wants to pay people with the cheapest currency possible. We call this inflation. And in the Roman times, here in America today, the Congress has to go through quite a bit to rob you. They still will, but they have to do a lot. In Roman times, what did Emperor Aurelian do? He literally went to the bakers and said, you have this currency now. Give it to me. Or here you go. And give me your silver dollar for it. Did you guys put your silver dollars back?
Yes.
Silly. Give me your silver dollar. It literally happened that way. Rich individuals or successful businessmen had to give over their good coins for bad coins. That's what inflation looks like. The other thing that he did is he told bakers like you and told soldiers like you that there was only a certain amount of money you could charge for garlic bread. You don't get to determine how much you want to sell the garlic bread at. The emperor does. So just hand over all of that delicious currency.
And then some robber comes and robs the bank, and the emperor doesn't.
And the emperor has no gold whatsoever. So Aurelian was able to bring about a lot of social reforms, but did that make a lot of people happy? No, and we're going to see in history this happens a lot. Hey, look, I'm controlling the money and the currency. What group of people is he going to tick off? Well, successful garlic bread makers, yes. And soldiers with pointy things. It's difficult to be an emperor in the 3rd century. This has been your history lesson. Out!